to shut down or not shut down, what y'all think is going to be, because the VP Reaper said he thinks we are headed towards a shutdown. I bet you do. I bet you do. And we absolutely need those that, on the Democratic side that have shown that they don't have a spine, or they need to borrow someone else's, to hold the line. Now, as you can see, many unions and things have told Schumer they are aware that it's going to shut down a lot of processes, are going to shut down a lot of things. Shut it down. Shut it down. And don't let them gaslight you into thinking, oh well, if we shut it down, this is going to be so. Yeah, they could absolutely work with the other side. They are refusing to. And here's the thing, here's what we know: both sides are blaming each other. And before you get in my comments talking about, oh, two wings, one bird, or what's the other one that y'all like to say when you don't even know what district you're in and who represents you and how these processes work and what have you, the Republicans still want to pass through the tax cuts from the BBL that are basically just for wealthy people. Now, they are trying to repackage this and to say that, this is for working families. This is the working families tax cuts or whatever, the working families bill, because, they knew when after they did the town halls, they did all the things, and I was out here, exercising your right to read and using them comprehension skills, them phonics, all the good things that, your teachers have taught you. That y'all starting to understand some shit, and and they're not liking at the rapid rate that people are understanding stuff and disseminating information and absolutely helping everybody to understand what the hell's going on. You see what I'm putting down here. Now here's the thing: with these tax cuts, that means that they have to cut programs, they have to cut healthcare so that they can make room for that, because that's how you not quote unquote balance a budget, but that's how you fit other things that won't already on them lines in there. You got to cut some shit out. And they was just like, oh, we don't even need that. Them people don't even need that, because it does not apply to them. Because again, they're out here telling you all, because I've had to deal with some of y'all ignorant ass, like, baby, do you see them little yellow buses out there? Monday through Friday. Get on, you know what? No, don't, because that might cause some problems. Hey, go to some of these community colleges and get in one of these little civics classes. Or ask one of the schools, if you about fifth, sixth grade, if y'all can get in there and get in there and learn something with the little babies, and help these schools, because they need some volunteers and what have you. Because some of y'all out here listen to these people talking about, oh well, do you want to fund illegals to get health care? They do not get health care. And I don't want to hear that anymore. And if you say that shit, you are doing nothing more than proving how our education system is trash. And your teacher probably is old, going on to glory. And if they not, you need to go back and see where you messed. And don't you help none of these little babies with their homework, because here's the thing: no, illegals do not get health care and all the things. They only get emergency services, which is that of what the emergency room is. The emergency room is there just to make sure that you don't perish, if at all possible. And that's why they always tell you to follow up with your primary. They like, look, we kept you earthside. Now, whatever else to keep you on here, you need to go talk to somebody. But this ain't it. We just kept you here. Now go over there and fix it. Now, here's the thing: how they could absolutely reach across the aisles with, the Democrats is, all the Democrats are asking for is that you don't cut childhood cancer research, the cheering that's out here with the cancer, because y'all want to fuck up the environment and act like, climate change and all these other things are not real things, and that, you could just pour chemicals on the ground and, you should be all right. You should be good. No worries, right? The fish got three eyes and whatnot. Don't worry about that. It's cool. And that you solidify the tax subsidy, which is quote unquote Obamacare, which is just making sure that insurance is affordable, attainable for everyone, be it, single people, people with families, low income families. This is all this is. This is what they're trying to do. And to make sure that they don't, gut Medicaid. And like I said, as many times they're going to try to say, oh, we're not going to cut Medicaid and what have you. They absolutely are, because it is part of the energy and commerce section. So here's the thing: Medicaid, whether or not you receive it, helps keep the lights on in your doctor's office, your dentist's office, your pharmacies. Helps keep those things open in your communities, because you will have these billionaire tycoons that will go and snatch up, different various entities, and then watch them shutter and just hold on to that land until they can basically drive everybody out, and then they're going to, make it more expensive, and then boom, everybody loses their land, and they got a whole bunch of high rises and some other bullshit that nobody really cares for or needs. Now, Here's the thing. They're going to continue to gaslight you with the no taxes on tips and all the things. We got to do this. They are trying to keep the lie alive. Keep the lie alive. By basically keeping those tax cuts from his first presidency, because they're set to expire at the end of the year. They have to have, a way to balance that in. That's what this is. They're also looking to screw your ass on your IRS refunds. You know how everybody be waiting for them little cute ass refunds? They're trying to give you all that shit for 3 years in a lump sum. That's getting ready to fuck up some shit, because let's just be honest, most of y'all need a financial some financial literacy. You need some help, okay? You need some milk. So here's what they are asking for. That's not a whole lot. Call your representatives. Make sure they are aware. Leave messages if no one answers the phone. Send emails. If you're at work and y'all, if you ain't supposed to be on the phone at work, please don't do that. But send them people an email. You can do that too. But y'all, this is what it is. Do not let them get away with this. Yes, it's going to be crazy if the government shuts down, but they need to understand that ain't nobody playing with their asses. America's not a real place, and if y'all don't stand for something, everybody gonna fall down and just be gone.
Like and subscribe to Mom's channel.